YouTube family, it's your boy D. I'm back with a new haircut tutorial. Got my little studio set up in the house, just cutting from the crib, doing my entrepreneurial thing right now. But that's neither here nor there, and we're gonna get into this cut. So we got a braids, C-cups with the taper. I'm gonna walk y'all through this, exactly what I do. As you first seen in the first clip, I went in with my trimmers and I created a bald guideline. And then from there, I start to debulk. We're going to be using our 1.5 within this haircut. And so it's gonna be pretty simple. He likes that taper, nice, blended in detail. So first, I'm just gonna basically go through the process of what I'm doing. And I always tell you guys is debulk, work your way through your system, go through your guards, take your time, use the tip of your clipper, use different parts of your clipper to make sure you bring that taper, fade, whatever it is you're doing into one. And so I'm working my way down, I've debulked, and now I'm gonna get into my one, and I'm basically creating the blend in which I want it to go from light to dark contrast. Now you've always got that light to dark contrast. And so for me, it's easier to process through this thing by using a blueprint system, in which I've always used. And sometimes I bottom up and I fade from the top down. Sorry, guys. And so it just depends on experience and what works better for you. For me, that just tends to work better. For others, it could be very different, but you do what's comfortable for you. And so in a sense, as I always tell you, when you're fading, you're blending, be sure to brush, comb, whatever it is, you try to use that and consistently brush into the haircut. Consistently brush all the dead hairs out. So that way you're clearing out what you're cutting, and you can focus in on where it's heavier lines or dark spots. And so I've worked my way down from my 1 to my half. I'm kind of knocking out the bottom line of that fade or that taper. For me, that works better because I can fully see what really needs to be blended in and really detailed in by the end of the cut. And so for me, doing this is an easy way to work my way through the systematic system of cutting hair. Now, a lot of people can make cutting hair technical. It's really not. It's just repetition. Once you get repetition, you get skill set, and for there, it gets better. And so I'm using my Babyliss right here. I'm using no guard, using the tip of that blade, turning it at an angle, might be 30 or 20 degree, might be diagonal, just turning it at an angle to better blend that fade, because you want to start decreasing what you're using and not using the whole blade. And so I'm going to go back to my 1 here, and I'm going to focus in on pretty much that heavy line spot right there. I'm going to work my way through my guards from open to halfway to just making that blend burst out, but I'm using the tip of the blade and not the whole blade. So pay attention while I'm doing that. And always, guys, let me know what y'all think. Subscribe, comment. Please give me some feedback. I'm trying to step outside my zone here, and I'm doing a little bit of things differently. And so this is what I'm always knowing that I'm good at. But for me, it helps to hear the feedback from others to let them know they're progressing and learning, and they're able to take what I've instilled in myself and put out there for my clients to better somebody else, not just me. And so back on topic though, let's get back into this cut. When you're cutting, you're gonna cut either up or down. And so when you brush down, you help lay those hairs down. So using my guards, I'm going with the grain now, laying the hair down. Essentially, it lays it down so I can get a better look at it. So when I brush it, I can see what heavy weight lines are in there, and I can go back in and I can fade up to fade it out. And so in a sense, you're clearing out anything that it's a heavy weight line or it just looks out of place. You want everything to flow as one. As my grandpa used to say, every piece to the car has a purpose. And so every piece, when you're cutting hair, has a purpose to get you to where you're trying to go. And so in a sense, I'm here now using my Babyliss again, no guard, basically fading this out to where we're gonna get the final look with this taper. And this is a simple haircut, so you don't have to overdo it. Sometimes you gotta listen to your client, understand what it is they're going for, what is the look they want. If you can do that, you will succeed every time. So using my Babyliss, we're gonna continue to fade out and just blend that out. It's a little bit of weight line in there. My client was moving a little bit, so it kind of gives you different angles of where I'm seeing it at. But that's why I'm still just really giving you guys a full clip of this type of haircut, because you can see how I really just take my time and I'm blending it out, making sure there's no heavyweight lines, nothing's out of place, because the way the hair is braided and then the way it's laid down, I need everything to blend. And the way it comes at an angle, you have to continuously brush it. So you can see it's transitioned, it's out of there. We're gonna blend the same way we did that top to the bottom, basically having him a fade going into his beard. And I'm combing his beard a certain way so that I can see the way his hair grows, but also where I want to line when we line the back of that. So taking it into account that I'm basically setting myself up to so that when I line it, it just flows with the line and I'm going within the form and the shape of his beard and not cutting or trying to make up or make it look a certain way, because we want to keep it as natural as possible. And that's one thing my client, he likes about the way I cut his hair, is that it's natural, but it's not overdone. I don't have to use the enhancements and stuff. I don't go crazy. I just got a skill set and I use it for a certain type of clientele that I go for when I do cut hair. Now, that being said, me not being cutting in the shop and just doing my own entrepreneur thing, I'm working on a clothing line and it'll be finished here soon, but I only allow certain people to come to my house and I've only cut in certain people. So for me, it's just, I really care about cutting hair on a different level now. I know my skill set and I know my worth, and I just want what I deserve without all the extra unnecessary. And so back into this cut, as you can see, I'm fading it out. We're making sure that everything is well blended, working our way through our guard system. And I always tell you guys, if it's not broke, then don't fix it. That can be overly extended sometimes, and sometimes people take it too literal. But like, once you create a system that works for you, you're gonna want to follow it. So using my one and my half guard, I basically blended this taper into one. And so for me, it works better because I've blended into one and now I can see what I need to do to blend the rest of the haircut to make everything go into one. And so I've worked my way down from that 1.5. You have your 1.5, you have your 1 and your half. And so you work your way through your system of fading until it slowly blends into one. So start with a guideline, working your way through, then work your way from top to bottom through each guard. And so here we're in the beard. I'm fading it at an angle right here simply because I want you guys to see that you gotta kind of with the grain in certain places because the hair grows in different angles. And so now with no guard, I'm gonna fade the top of that beard out and basically blend it all together. Kind of beard into that well blended cut that you want. So when I do go to line it, everything will come together. So this is what I was waiting on my one. I went back to my one. I'm laying the hair down. Watch what I do here on this beard. I'm gonna blend it out a little bit, but not too much. I'm kind of detailing this cut because I get lost in it sometimes, and like I try to perfect things as much as possible. But I know you guys see how that tapers come together. And so look how I do this beard, okay? I'm coming out with it. This is what I want to show you. I'm coming out with it, but I'm tapering the top just with that one right now. And so I'm blending that top to the bottom to where there's no heavyweight or distinguishment of where it looks like it's not in the flow with the rest of the cut. And in doing so, it creates an easier flow for the haircut for me. And so now we're gonna bald it out. Clean it up, and line it up on the back and the nape. And the nape is the back of the neck. But I want you guys to see how I do this. So I've already lined the beard. I've hit it up. You see how it flows? That's what I was telling you guys. So balding up, making that taper a little bit more detailed. And where things like this come into play is the details. They always will matter. The details will always matter, and I have to stress that because a lot of people overlook it. But this is what people are paying for, especially for the barbers who like to charge like, if you charging $60 and up for a cut, boy, that thing better be flaming. But it's his own. I love barbering, and I made a lot of money doing other things too. So entrepreneurship is for me is easy, but I most importantly love it. That's why I just view it at a different level now. And for me, it's not even. I've done everything as a high level quality barber, from cutting athletes to all of those things. And so for me, it works on a different system. All right, guys. So we got the beard lined up. I'm going to line the back of his nape now, which meaning that'd be his neckline. I'm gonna detail as I always do, which is pretty much just fine lining and making sure that everything is in one symmetrical, lining. And so we're gonna get into the C cup here, and it's a way I go about doing my C cup. So pay attention here, how I do it, how I take my approach. I do stretch the skin, pull the skin, kind of get a look at it, and I want his C cups on both sides to match. So using my pointer finger, I'm going to rest on his face. Start with using the tip of my blade, which is the back end of that blade. Using the other side, I'm going to make it connect fully. And so it's a way that you go about it, but you have to be precise. You got to take your time. And so the tip of that blade, I'm going to work my way around with this C cup. I'm going to switch from one tip of the blade to the other side so that you guys kind of get, I'm not using the full blade, but I'm working my way into it. And I'm slowly tapping, creating that defined C cup line that we are looking for. Just to keep it short and simple is that I got to take your time with this. I'm going up under it, turning the clippers the opposite way so I can create it. It's not going to be too much of a deep line because of how C cups is, so we don't want to cut into it. So it's like you get it perfect, a few times. But that being said, if you take the preventative measures and you do what you need to do, as you can see, using the tip of that blade and then using the other side, it'll come together. Those are the things that you're looking for. But it also takes time and experience, understanding what you're working with, and comfortability. And I'll always detail. That is something that you guys will never have to worry about with me. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how I do it and explain it to you and break it down because everybody is a different type of learner. And I know for sure that I am. So some people are visual, some people need to see it hands on, but that's how I work my way. And then so connecting that beard to the top of the C cup is what we're doing next, before I do put the razor on there. And so I have a blueprint system that I take. I take my steps, I take my measures. But that being said, once you get everything into one and get everything connected, it kind of all comes together. So we're gonna get into this beard lining, and when I do a razor on the beard, I stretch the skin with one of my hands the opposite way while coming down with the razor on the beard lining. And you have to have flexibility while doing the beard because you got to really focus in on those angles. And the angles is really what you're focusing in on so that you can create that perfect look. And also, everybody, your goal is for your client to love his cut, get that's as best the haircut is going to be. But as long as your client loves it, that's what matters. Now, some haircuts can be better than others, but as you make it look good and your client loves it, that's what really matters. I never ever say I'm the best, but I know that I'm good at what I do. Um, and really focus in on the attention to detail, not overdoing the haircut because sometimes you can overdo it. Sometimes you just need to cross your T's and dot your I's. If you can understand that attention to detail, you will never ever. That's the difference between a good barber and a great barber because you essentially completing the job with nothing left on the table. You're not missing a beat. And that's what clients will look for. That's what clients want. Um, and so you can see how that taper is coming together, guys. The C cup is coming together. So the rest of the cut, I will be just kind of attention to detail, kind of a little bit touching up the C cups. This essentially makes it for a better cut. And you want it to be a good looking cut, a cut for your client because that's what they appreciate and that's what they're paying for. Now people in this professionalism of this day and age that we're living in and being a barber is because of social media. It's kind of like everybody wants to be famous, but do what you do. Me, I just focus in on the certain things that my clients appreciate the most. And when they understand that I'm giving it my all and I'm really putting a lot into your cut, they take care of me. But appreciate it. And the ones who do appreciate it, they do let me know. and that's what I focus in on. And so right here with the razor, I'm just kind of move a lot of that hair out of the way. And move it out the way for me, it just makes it so that for me, I can see what hair is still hanging up and what hair is not, so that I can move forward within. All right, guys. So with that being said, we're about to get into the next part of this haircut. So as you can see, I've got that C cup down, all lined up, and it looks pretty good. Now we're gonna line around his ear and into his nape. So pay attention to how I'm holding my clipper and how I'm just working my way around using the end of that trimmer, not the whole trimmer, but the end of the trimmer. I'm combing, holding his ear back with my pointer finger, and excuse my fucking shoulder. I'm so sorry. Big ass shoulder. But use my shoulder all in the way. But you see how I go about that, and I'm just lining it up. Now I do got it sped up just a tad bit, but you can still kind of see I'm taking that approach and I'm lining it. And you got just, time when you're doing your lining. Even if you got to pull the skin, stretch the skin, get comfortable in cutting hair. I got to tell people be stiff, and they're not comfortable when they're cutting hair. Be comfortable. So you gotta make sure you smell good, shower, brush your teeth, whatever it is. Be comfortable so that you can be as flexible as you need to be when you're doing what you're trying to do within the haircut, because you want your client to have the best look. That being said, you see how I'm taking the approach, using my pointer finger to get around his ear, using the tip of the blade, using the end of the blade, not the whole blade, in certain instances when I'm going through this haircut. That will make you a better barber, understanding that. And then you can do that, you'll never fail, ever, ever. And like you're a better barber, I say those things made me the barber I am today. Attention to detail. And I think a lot of your clients would agree that, do that, you win. And so I'm gonna show you him laid back, me just using the razor in different angles, but I'm still stretching the skin and pulling the skin. That way you guys see the haircut, but you see how crispy it is. You see the taper, how well blended it is. It flows into his haircut. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the love. Stay tuned, and I'll be back with another. Let's go.